Good morning, art teachers and other educational professionals, and welcome to day 2 of Camp OATK12. I'm Dr. Trina Harlow, and it's an honor to welcome you today. We had an OAT-tastic and an outstanding day of professional development yesterday, and we know that today will be another day of meaningful enrichment for you and for your practice. You know, summer camp is a time when we get away from routine and we often experience the great outdoors and camaraderie with others. That was our goal for Camp OATK12. So if you can, pick up your computer or device and move outside if you have internet availability out there. That would be a wonderful way to experience Camp OATK12. You know, I've lived in the Dallas, Texas area for 38 years, but I grew up a farm kid in western Kansas, and my family raised and showed quarter horses, and I usually went to 4-H camp and church camp in the summer. It was always a highlight of my summer. It was fun to participate in camp activities and meet kids from all over the state and from elsewhere. Those camp memories are so vivid for me. Yesterday, I shared about how much I loved going to Camp Crockett in Colorado, now called Camp Jackson. Today, I'm going to share a vivid memory from Rock Springs Ranch in Kansas. I probably rode a horse before I could walk. In fact, I'm sure my parents put me on a horse as soon as I was born, of course, with their careful hands of support. When I went to Rock Springs Ranch to camp, I remember signing up to go on a trail ride. As an accomplished horse rider, I was so surprised that no matter how much I squeezed the sides of my old but pretty Palomino horse or clucked, that's clucking, okay, even kicked him in the sides a bit, that horse would do nothing but walk with his head down on a well-worn trail, following the horse in front of it. When I tried to rein the horse to venture slightly off the trail, he wouldn't budge. He was a robot, just moving straight down the trail. I was so glad to get home and saddle up my athletic quarter horse, who loved to explore the Kansas plains with me while galloping with energy and who always seemed ready for an adventure. I share these two experiences with you, one of routine, one of adventure, to encourage you to be the adventurous quarter horse, ready to take on the new trails coming your way, and encouraging you to not be that well-worn trail horse who walks that trail so many times a day, so many days a week, that he was robotic and unresponsive. I wish you all happy trails today at Camp OATK12. And let's get started with Reveille. One of the best things about summer camp is there are so many activities to choose from, just as here at Camp OATK12. As we prepared for camp, it was important to us to make sure that we met your needs for the upcoming fall semester. In March, we all moved into social distancing, and now, as we all process our way through these racial equality issues, I wonder if you have felt like the kids in this video I'm about to show you. They're on a blob at camp, getting ready to jump off. I kind of wonder if this is how you felt in March, April, and May. Watch the expressions on these kids' faces and tell me if this is you or was you. Yes. All right, here we go. Okay. Is that anybody in March? Is that anyone in May? April? June? I know we all felt this way. Whoa, it's right. You know, one of the nice things about camp is it is so full of great activities that we can participate in. And I want to show you some photos here. And as we look at these photos, I want you to think about how we can capture this energy, this enthusiasm, this engagement in our blended and remote classrooms. I know that many of us do capture this kind of energy in our face-to-face classrooms. Some of our sessions at Camp OATK12 are broaching the topic of motivation. Isn't this fun? I think that we all need to focus a little more on having fun as educators and fun with our students. It's okay for learning to be fun. And we need to plan and think about that fun and how that looks. I know so many of you have been doing games via Zoom, and students love it, I hear. So whether you're doing remote, blended, or face-to-face learning this fall, or just remember, how can you make it more engaging and more exciting? And I hope that you get some good ideas for that today during Camp OATK12. As we start day 2 of Camp OATK12, I'd like to explain the purpose of the Online Art Teachers K-12 group and also the purpose of Camp OATK12. I read this quote to you all yesterday, and I'd like to read it again today. Terry Orlick, the founder of the Zone of Excellence, said, "The heart of human excellence often begins to beat when you discover a pursuit that absorbs you, frees you, challenges you, or gives you a sense of meaning, joy, or passion." That quote really epitomizes the creation of OATK12, the drive of the team leaders that came together to shepherd and lead the organization, and value and benefit of the group for its members, all of which helps us fulfill our mission as a service project by art teachers for art teachers. Since March 11th, we have been sharing, supporting, mentoring, collaborating, and chatting a lot with each other in order to preserve and protect art education and the rights of children and adolescents in this country to a free and quality art education program within their schools. Whether those schools meet face-to-face in brick-and-mortar classrooms or through remote instruction. There is most definitely strength in numbers, and OATK12 is a phenomenon of more than 11,700 teachers from across the world that came swiftly together and purposefully as social distancing began because of COVID-19. We have worked together, collectively, to elevate art education and provide for each other. It's important going forward that we learn from the experience of the last few months and the inequities that have been exposed in education in our country. Social distancing revealed the inequities of needed resources for students all across America to be even able to complete remote instruction from their homes. Even teachers in many parts of the country did not have the technology or internet they needed at home. OATK12 is working with the National Art Education Association Public Policy and Arts Administration Special Interest Group, which I also serve as the president of, to be a stakeholder voice in conversations about providing the internet for all, just like the conversations that were held in the early 20th century about electricity for all. Other inequities also existed. Some students had assistance from family members and some did not. Some had health or financial issues or both happening in their homes. Some children and adolescents did not have a safe and healthy environment at home to learn in. Some teachers didn't have a safe and healthy environment at home to teach from. And then more inequities were brought to light by tragic and horrific human events regarding racism here in America. Many issues are going to affect the biopsychosocial human elements for fall, for students, for families, for teachers, and for other school staff and faculty, and for communities and for our country. We teachers have much work to do. Recent publications have stated that 1 in 5 teachers are resigning right now, with many taking early retirement. Although we know that many school districts highly value their art programs, many do. Others are using the difficulties of this time in education to cut art programs and to let go of art teachers. Schools are making many adjustments and seeking their way down an unknown trail for fall. We hear of the contagion rate of the virus spiking because we have relaxed social distancing, which is logical. We face an uncertain trail this upcoming school year, and many of us are not sure just quite yet how we will be delivering instruction this fall. But one thing we do know here in OATK12 is that teachers who joined together, linked arms and minds to face the unknown and known villains of the first villain, the virus, and now the much needed spotlight on racial equality in America and the needed healing. These teachers will play a pivotal role in American education and global education during the start of this next school year. We encourage you to be the flexible quarter horse who adjusts to requests and looks at every trail as a new adventure. That quarter horse was even known to buck me off once or twice when he was feeling his oats. Let's resist the urge to be the robotic palomino that moved lifelessly around that well-worn trail. Let's get camp started, because we campers are a dedicated group of activity-seeking teachers who respond well to challenges, seek solutions, seek learning, and seek a better day. At Camp OATK12 today, we will provide curriculum and instruction resources for 2020 and 2021. We will give opportunity to some of our OATK12 group members to share their skills. We hope to energize you, excite you, and support you as you prepare for the big work that's coming our way this fall, and provide real tools for real times for real teachers. One of our most important art education heroes is Dr. Elliot Eisner from Stanford University. He was a professor there. He was born in 1933 and he passed away in 2014, and he was also the president of the National Art Education Association. His ideas reached beyond academia and into the classroom. Dr. Eisner wrote many important works for somewhere around 40 years, and is probably the most known for his 10 lessons the arts teach. If you have not ever read much of Dr. Eisner's work, I encourage you to spend some time doing so. Much of his work can be easily found on the internet. His words are informative and soothing. When I read what he wrote, it seems as if he was writing it just for me. I think you will feel the same way I do. I shared 2 quotes with you here from Dr. Eisner. Not everything that matters can be measured, and not everything that is measured matters. And this next quote was written in 1967 in the height of the civil rights era here in the United States. The variables, teacher, student, class group, require artful blending for the educational valuable to result. I learned this week from an article that I read that a young Dr. Eisner wrote during the height of the civil rights era about the importance of people getting together and blending together to make education all it can be, to make children all they can be, to make our humanhood all it can be. These quotes I share with you remind us to keep our focus on what matters this fall and to plan and make choices that bring our students, classrooms, schools, fellow staff, faculty, and communities together. Camp will have 2 days of speakers. And of course, you can get 14 professional development hours for participating. We will have a link available at the end of the conference to get a certificate of participation for your school districts. Take photos of yourself in the camp setting that you are in, sitting at your desk or outside or with your pets, or just share any photo of yourself in the comment bars on all of today's sessions, if you would please. We would really like to humanize this conference. We have 2 keynote speakers. Our keynote speaker on Tuesday is the Tom Nab, the NAEA president. And let me just say, if you're not a member of the National Art Education Association, you should join quickly. This organization is the professional organization for art teachers in the United States, and it is a lifeline for art teachers. Our keynote speaker on Wednesday is Dr. Socorro Herrera, an internationally respected scholar, researcher, educator, and professor on biography-driven instruction. As part of her work with culturally and linguistically diverse students, Dr. Herrera will remind us all of the special and unique needs for our newcomer and CLD students during these uncertain times. Yet her message will also speak to us about equity, diversity, and inclusion in education, and therefore in our art classrooms. As you prepare to join each session on the schedule, please know that a YouTube link for each session will be posted on the Facebook group and immediately pinned to the top of the page under announcements as the top announcement so you can easily find it. Nearly all of the speakers will be on Facebook at the time you are viewing their session, and you can make comments or ask questions in the comment bar and they can respond. I just want to point out that there will be a separate Facebook post for each speaker. Nearly all of the speakers, again, you'll be able to interact with from the Facebook page, but not from our website. All of the sessions can be viewed on the website, however, which is onlineartteachers.com. All videos will be archived on both our Facebook group and on the website after the conference, so you can watch them at a later date or return to resources you want to watch again and again. Now, one important thing I would like to stress is this, so please listen carefully. If you want to both watch each session and be able to comment, you need to do this with 2 devices or 2 windows open on your computer, not tabs, windows. So for example, turn on your computer and watch the videos on Facebook, but comment from Facebook on another device, your phone or iPad or a second computer that you have. Or there's another way you can do this. Just simply open 2 completely different internet windows on your computer and watch from one window, but comment from the other. As I said just a few seconds ago, windows are not tabs. To open a second internet window, go to your internet toolbar. On the top left-hand side, click File, then click New Window, and you will now have 2 windows open. Go to Facebook on both windows and watch on one, but comment on the other. It's that easy. Truly, it is that easy. You'll have to reposition your screen a bit to be able to see both windows the way that is best for you. Our speakers for the conference are very exciting. As I mentioned, our 2 keynote speakers are Dr. Socorro Herrera from Kansas State University Center for Intercultural and Multilingual Advocacy, and Tom Nab, the National Art Education Association president. We also have some of our OATK12 group members as speakers, and we're excited about that. You may recognize some of these names from their posts in our Facebook group. Janine Campbell, Allison Casado, Paula Lease, Katie Morris, Jane Montero, and Amy Nyrith. And also Julian Wade, the president of Davis Publications, which also does School Arts Magazine, is one of our speakers. And then nearly all of our team leaders are speaking. Dr. Sarah Ackerman from Illinois and Indiana, Beth Doberstein from Wisconsin, Paula Lease from Maryland, Holly Kincaid from Virginia, Bob Reeker from Nebraska, Randy Robart from Ohio, Marie Taylor from Kansas, and myself, Dr. Harlow from Kansas, Arkansas, and Texas. Yes, I currently live in 3 states. Our other team leaders who will be speaking at upcoming conferences are Kate Miller from Kansas, Chad Cortez Everett from Delaware, and Evan Thomas from Pennsylvania. I wanted to show you this video, but I'm not able to show it to you because of copyright issues. So instead, I'm going to tell you about it. This is my 3rd filming of this morning reveille for you. And in the first 2 sessions, I danced my heart out with Kids Bop to this song, Make Some Noise. And the song is apparently copyrighted and YouTube blocks my video. So I can't show it and we can't dance to it, but it was really good dancing. And I would like to suggest that you take this song and that you show it to your students as a warm-up in class or a Zoom activity. Have them get up and move around. The words to this song are very timely, even though it's from several years ago. It's very timely. You've got a voice. You have a choice. Let's make some noise. The song says, if you're stuck in the middle, boogie just a little, and I bet you won't feel so blue. It's a great song, and you should share it with your students. These are some references if you need them. And let's get the day started. And don't forget, we have another conference coming up on equity, diversity, and inclusion in August to provide resources for you for this fall. And right now, you better make a quick trip to the mess hall and grab yourself a bottle of water, a snack, a cup of coffee, whatever it is that will sustain you, because we're about to go on an all-day long hike.